Welcome to the Home Fitness Center. Yeah, I know it's not big, it ain't got a whole lot of stuff in it, but hey, it's doing the job. Anyways, today we're going to talk about cheat meals. Are they good? Are they bad? And when you should use them. So, I heard this on on one of the channels the other day, and let me make sure you understand. I don't watch videos while driving down the highway, but I do have YouTube Premium. I turn on a video, and I press play, and I turn the phone over and set it down. I can't see it, and if I don't like the video that plays next, I push a little button on my steering wheel, and it skips to the next one. I'll listen to 3 hours of videos, and they play in the background, and my navigation's up top. So sometimes I lose track of who I listen to. But I've heard this before. There's lots of talks about cheat meals. Oh, well, do it after workout, so it's kind of like a reward. Or do it here, or do it there. So you reward. Do it after you've done a solid week. Here's my problem. A cheat meal should never be a reward. That's what got you there in the first place. For crying out loud. I had an unhealthy relationship with food. Now, if you had a perfectly healthy relationship with food, you wouldn't be trying to lose weight and having cheat meals. Crying, freak out loud. What are you talking about? What are these people talking about by having a cheat meal for a reward? You have a cheat meal because you're there and that's what you're going to do. Me and Patrick had our cheat meal at a Greek place, not because we were rewarding ourselves. We were hungry, and we found a Greek restaurant that looked really good, and we love Greek food. And honest to God, we did go in there, well, at least I did go in there, absolutely thinking I'm just going to get the Euro platter, and I'm just going to eat the meat and the cucumber, maybe a little tzatziki sauce. Well, they had baklava. Really good baklava. I mean, it's the best Greek place we found in a while, other than Zorba's in Denver, which is totally awesome. If you're ever in Denver off of 14th Street, you must go there. That's a great cheat meal. But it wasn't a reward for anything. We just happened to be somewhere, and that's the food. A cheat meal to me would be you go to your friend's house and they serve you mashed potatoes, and the wife is proud of her mashed potatoes, or the husband, or whoever, and you're going to eat them. Or you go to mom and dad's, and mom made that thing that you grew up on, and you just have to have. That's a cheat, and that's okay. It's not a reward. Well, I mean, when you're at your parents, it's a reward for being born to people who know how to cook something awesome. But don't reward yourself for having a hard workout, or don't reward yourself for going through a week. Because as soon as you start rewarding yourself, you are reinforcing the reason that you had a bad relationship with food in the first place, for crying out loud. This makes no sense to me. This advice, to me, is the dumbest advice ever. Unless you didn't have a bad relationship with food, and you never got rewarded with food. Got rewarded with food, and so I rewarded myself with food often. Oh, I did this, so I must eat this large meal. Don't reward yourself with a cheat meal. Cheat meals happen, and it's okay to say, I am going to rip someone's head off if I don't get blank, and go and get blank, because you're a little hangry, and you're a little crazy. See, that's not a reward. I call that avoiding prison time. And that does happen, even to me. Most of the time I can satisfy myself with a steak, but, we weren't driving by that Greek place. And as soon as she talked about baklava, I called that avoiding prison time, because if Patrick would have looked at me and said, no, you can't have that, I would have got the baklava before I went to prison. He may not be able to walk again. And he knew that. Also, if I would have told him no to the baklava, I wouldn't be here talking to you now. That's all in fun and jest, people. Don't take it so seriously, for crying out loud. But seriously, don't reward yourself with food. Don't listen to anyone who says reward yourself with food. Good God! How dumb is this? Don't reward yourself with food as you did in the past. So, I'm sorry. Am I on my high horse? Have I said this enough times? Have I just repeated myself for 5 minutes? Sorry. This is really annoying to me that these experts, and some of them, look, these people that I was listening to are really good people. But it's time to make a lifestyle change. And a lifestyle change says you're going to eventually enjoy the food you're eating and not want the food you're not eating. Be honest, the last time I touched ice cream, it really made me ill. It just did not work for me. And I was an ice cream whore. And, you know, if I was elbows deep in Baskin Robbins, I was the happiest person in the world. And I had Baskin Robbins. So gross. So I couldn't even reward myself with that. That would be a punishment at this point in time. So I'm happy with where I am. And if you get the right diet, you will be too. And I hate saying diet, but you know what I'm talking about when I say diet. So do what works for you, but make sure that you are not doing things that will hurt your progress. And I think rewarding yourself will hurt your progress. And again, I'm sorry if I just repeat myself 15,000 freaking times, but it pissed me off that much when I heard that. Apparently, this is my biggest problem with YouTube fitness. These people aren't relatable. They don't understand. In fact, now that I say that, I remember who it was. I'm not going to say who. This person clearly, I know, for a fact, has never been overweight. This person started out, perfectly skinny and started lifting weights in high school and got all buff. That's great. Never had a bad relationship with food and is telling people who have bad relationships with food about what they should do with rewarding themselves. And it's okay for, you know, like these people who were never heavy to talk about food, talk about how you lose weight and what you should eat and what you should eat with weight training and how you should count your macros. I'm not saying that, but they need to stay away from talking about rewarding with food. They need to stay away from talking about relationships with food because clearly they don't understand. They've never had a bad relationship with food. And they can talk about what to eat and what not to eat. They don't need to talk about anything that deals with a relationship with food, like rewarding and how it's okay to do this or okay. No. It is not okay for me to walk into a Baskin Robbins. It is not okay. In fact, another person, you can eat whatever you want as long as you have some vegetables first. You'll be full and you won't eat. No. This guy clearly never had a bad relationship. I know he didn't have a bad relationship with food, and the advice is idiotic. Because obviously he has not a slightest idea that if you dropped a pineapple upside down cake in front of me, I don't care how many pounds of broccoli I ate, I'm going to squeeze that bastard in. And I will fit it. Because I grew up, my mom making pineapple upside down cakes, and it's one of those foods that I'm going to make room, no matter what. Even if it's bad pineapple upside down cake, because it's going to bring back memories. I'm not going to reward myself with that, because I know I'll eat the whole damn cake. Stay away from that one. So, if you know you're like that, don't reward yourself and don't eat those foods you know dang well. In fact, I think this guy's advice about eating all that broccoli or whatever before you eat what you want, then you probably won't want. If you can say to yourself, if I could eat 2 pounds of broccoli and still squeeze in blank, you should probably never eat blank again and should stay away from it because that is your special trigger food. Yeah. At least stay away from it until you have a very healthy, clean relationship with food. And those of us who weren't heavy as children and got heavy into our 30s and 40s, we have an interesting relationship with food. We knew how to eat, and then we developed a bad relationship with those who start off young, heavy. They have a different, almost abusive relationship with food. And those who start off skinny have and never had a bad relationship with food need to stay out of my wheelhouse, because I know what bad relationship with food looks like. Yeah, I've seen it down there. I've seen I've mooed a few times, and but I'm able to tie my own shoelaces comfortably. So, good luck on your journey. Keep rolling.